The people that catch us live
right now.
You guys that catch us live get all the in between, which is awesome, right?
Yeah, you get the extra bonus features.
Here's what I'm going to do for you tonight. I'm going to bring you as much information that I'm concerned about as I possibly can in the shortest amount of time that I can possibly do.
But I don't want to hear about P135 material.
But there's one thing that I would have brought up if it wasn't for the NBA draft tonight.
Right.
Which was that the police pointing the guns at the pregnant lady and the little
the
that's
Barbie doll.
That's fucking insane.
That is ridiculous.
But did you see the first couple of hip hop, JayZ paid for lawyers for them to sue the Phoenix PD.
Million.
Right.
Phoenix
$10 million.
Which, by the way,
that's still not enough.
Can we just go ahead and say that JayZ is the first billionaire rapper? So I don't give a fuck what any of these other rappers got to say about him, or any of the old school rappers got to say about him. He's a billionaire. His money outtalks yours. Which is typically what it's all about, right?
I don't understand people with short money. That's what Miss said.
How is he gaining money like it's nothing, though?
Because, man, licensing, right? If you get on YouTube and you try to get, if you try to look up videos that JayZ did with Rockefeller with, Beanie Siegel and Freeway and shit like that, those videos are restricted.
I know,
those are premium. That's premium shit.
I know, but, seeing, people like JayZ and, comparing him to people like Metallica or Journey, and those guys are barely millionaires.
Because...
No, I know.
Money was different then.
I was going to say, you got to know how to work the numbers.
Yeah, I know. And Journey didn't have a clothing line.
The dude is like a mastermind with money, and it's great.
Journey didn't have a clothing line. They didn't purchase a record label.
I know.
And they don't have, and they're not sponsoring, but they don't have a
Rock ain't where the money is.
What about when they he has he represents players? Yeah, sports athletes.
Yeah. Plus, he's also the Nets. He owns part of the Nets.
I don't know if he still does. I haven't seen him at any of the games anymore. So
because he's at all the other good games. He's at the finals.
But yeah, he has.
I'm at the good games, not the team that I own.
Well, now hold on, the Brooklyn Nets they're getting pretty good now since they got D'Angelo Russell from the Lakers.
But he was the one that moved the Nets from New Jersey to Brooklyn.
He did.
So,
he was making NBA history.
Yeah, he relocates a basketball team.
What the fuck? Who does that?
So,
and like I said,
who does that? It's just what's your game? Rapping, but hang on, let me just.
let me just.
Let me jump
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Brooklyn.
Sorry.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, he's a player agent. There's a lot of players now who want to go to his label to be represented when they negotiate contracts with teams, and it's not just basketball.
Yeah, because if anybody knows how to negotiate contracts, it's in. The one story that I did hear about JayZ back when he was first starting out, before Reasonable Doubt, was he met with a label, and they're like, "Okay, tell me what you got. Show me what you got." And he's like, "No, I don't rap for free."
I heard that.
You know what I mean? So from the beginning, he's had that mindset that he's going to get paid to, if you're good at something, never do it for free.
Oh, yeah. Oh, right? Where did you hear that one?
Right? So, yeah. I mean, he's good at something. He elected not to do it for free from the beginning, and that's how he got to this point.
It's a trendsetter.
So when is he gonna come out with the new song where it's 99 problems and money ain't fucking one of them?
He already told you, being a bitch ain't one. That's the money aspect of it. Anyway, we didn't come here to talk about JayZ tonight.
We're now. 5 minutes into this.
Yeah, we are 5 minutes into
JayZ.
So, and I'm gonna try to keep this to 15 minutes. So I got 10 minutes to roll. So last night, right? I don't know if you guys have seen this on Facebook. The 2020 campaign for Trump kicked off last night in Florida.
Okay.
No?
No. Yeah. I mean, I heard about it.
He's off my feed, so I don't.
He's off your feed, and
he's hilarious to me. But
he is hilarious.
It's just comical after a while.
That's all I really wanted to say about it, is that it kicked off last night. Nobody really gives a shit. He's gonna lose the next election.
I mean,
he's got to.
You got enough idiots backing him where
30% of Americans are backing him.
I don't see how he wins.
Now, well, here's how
we didn't see him winning the first fucking place.
I did. The Democrats elect someone that's dumber than he is. which I don't know if that's possible.
I don't know. There's some good
talking
Democratic
about Joe
candidates.
Biden?
There's some great Democratic candidates,
But there's just so many that we have to fight against just to get the top 2 or 3.
right.
Because we're gonna have Biden and even that
Elizabeth Warren
Buttigieg guy
from South Bend.
Yeah.
Do you honestly think that this is going to be the first election where you have a 3-candidate markdown, or do you think it's going to be all...
I got you.
Thank you.
I would like to see Buttigieg maybe come in as maybe not as necessarily presidential.
Well, I mean, I want to see 3. I don't want to just see the 2 parties. Give me an independent.
Yeah, but the independent parties aren't backed well enough.
They're not.
They're not. But
Then they never will.
Choice to go for.
The sad thing is they
sucks,
never will.
But it's a strong choice to go for.
When will they ever have enough financial backing to really be a legit
that's
candidate?
the issue, though. I mean, the last time okay, we're going to political. I'm sorry, but if we go, if we go,
I didn't even have to say anything. That's all I had to say.
If we go the 2 politics, we 2 political parties, we ended up with what last time? We ended up with Hillary or Donald Trump.
Yeah, well, we should have had Bernie.
We're gonna be fucked.
We should have had Bernie.
Why can't we just have a 3-on-1 standoff where it's Republican, Democrat, Independent? Why can't we just have the 3?
They tried that back in the 90s with Bush.
That was
Bush, Clinton, and Ross Perot. Were those the 3?
Yeah.
Those were the major 3. I think they still had a few people in there, but
Yeah.
not like we have today.
Right.
I will guarantee. Not guarantee. I don't want to say guarantee. I have a feeling that Trump is still going to get away with it. I mean,
if he reelects, I'm leaving.
No,
we can
we
say
said that the first time.
We said that. Okay, we can
didn't.
say that. But I'm leaning toward it's going to happen again. This motherfucker is okay. I know people that are just like him, and it's not the fact that they say that they're going to get it done, the fact that they're shady as fuck, the fact that they're doing illegal shit. If they want something to happen, it fucking happens. And if he wants to get reelected, he will rig it till it fucking happens.
Whoa. The rigging thing has been exposed. Here's what I will say.
You can expose it one way, it's going to happen another.
And we've already talked about this way longer than I really wanted to. I wanted to just mention it.
Sorry, guys.
And then say, all you remedial motherfuckers that are going to vote for Trump, man, good luck. Power to you.
You got the baby boomers.
But
the baby boomers.
No, what I will say is that it's really funny how coming up on an election year, we're hearing all these stories of the oil tanker that had been attacked in Iran. and then saying, well, maybe they did do it. Maybe it's today maybe they didn't do it. You know.
Right?
So
that was horrible.
I'd be really surprised if he didn't deliberately start a war to try to get reelected because you don't want to change presidents during a war. That's what I'll say about it. Nonetheless, remedial motherfuckers, man. Trump kicked his shit off last night. Go ahead and tune into that shit. You'll hear the same 30 words every fucking speech, man. You can count on it.
It was
Guaranteed.
Tremendous.
My ass has a better vocabulary than our president. That's what I'll say.
You have more tones in it, too.
Yeah, absolutely. My second thing, I had the chance to watch Batman versus TMNT.
What do you think?
I thought it was pretty good. I found myself cheering when I saw Shredder.
I mean, the first time, I understand that. But
and then Shredder whoop his ass.
And then I found myself like even more intrigued once I realized who he had aligned himself with. And then I thought the Turtles were comical. They bordered on the comic yet mature kind of method, and I loved how Leonardo and Batman parallel each other.
Interesting.
I mean, I might need a rewatch because the first couple times that I tried watching it,
I thought it was pretty good. So with that being said, if you are a DC movie collector like myself, or if you want to just see something,
he's just a Marvel comic collector. Marvel, DC.
I'm in everything. Yeah, I love it. It is DC.
Yeah, but you're more DC than Marvel.
I like them both, man. Like I'm not.
Well,
I'm not bipartisan.
Actually, you know what? Your
if,
wall
if
makes
comic
you
books
bipartisan.
If comic
downstairs where your TV's at, and you got Joker and Captain America.
If comic books have a rainbow flag, this motherfucker's carrying it.
That's bipartisan.
I like them all. I like a good story, man.
I
like a good hero, and I enjoy a good villain. So, if you have the opportunity, if you can check it out, look it up, whatever. Batman versus TMNT. he does fight the Turtles, so it is versus TMNT. The next thing, which I just read this tonight, Corey, you're gonna enjoy this.
Ooh.
Matt Reeves, Batman. Matt Reeves, the director of the new Batman movie, the Batman.
Yeah.
Okay, so we all know that Mr. Vampire Guy, Pattinson,
Robert Pattinson.
Okay, is going to be the new Batman.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And we're like, boo.
Well, some people are. I mean, I watch Cosmopolis, and I think he's got the chops for it, but I'm not going to say that because I'll get beaten the fuck out of.
No, because nobody thought that on Knight's Tale, Heath Ledger had the chops.
I know, but I was getting beaten the fuck out of over those ones too. I was like, just give him a fucking chance.
I mean, and then you let it happen, and you snap on it.
And I'm like, motherfuckers, what I tell you?
Right. So I read something.
Yeah, exactly.
I read something interesting. Matt Reeves, who is set to direct a new Batman movie, has come out and said that he wants the movie to be based on the story of the Long Halloween. Right. You see Corey's response there?
Yes.
Okay. With that being said,
oh god,
that means that the focus is going to be on Batman being more of a detective, the world's greatest detective, rather than being the brooding, ass-beating Batman that he's typically been over the last few movies that we've seen. So, he's also guaranteed. Are you ready for this?
That's a shit ton of villains.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
No less than 6 villains in this movie.
That's what I'm just saying.
Are you ready? Because I got it.
I'm going for it. Come on.
Okay. Penguin, Catwoman, Riddler, Two-Face, Firefly,
yes,
and Mad Hatter.
I read that. I'm not as geeked as you guys are, but I read that.
Well, here's the thing, is that we've seen Penguin and Catwoman, we've seen the Riddler and Two-Face, and we've seen Two-Face twice. Right? The Riddler, I'd be really interested to see if there was always this
Neil Patrick Harris.
Right. There was always this theory that Neil Patrick Harris would make a great Riddler. And he probably would.
No, he probably would.
He's always Barney and How I Met Your Mother. Move on.
Right. Catwoman, obviously Michelle Pfeiffer, and
she's gonna come back as Catwoman?
No, she's not, but who's the other one? Come on.
I forgot who.
Anne Hathaway.
She's a good Catwoman.
She was a good Catwoman. And then Penguin, Danny DeVito, obviously, which, you could always do better than that. If you watch the Gotham series, I didn't necessarily like that Penguin anymore, but I think he is more of a developed character than they give him.
He's a lot smarter than they've ever played off.
Right.
And they really need to do
But here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. Firefly, which I don't know if you're familiar with the Firefly character.
I am.
Basically, wings.
He's basically Vulture with flamethrowers.
Yeah,
fuck yes.
Pretty lit. And then the Mad Hatter.
I like what you did there, lit. I love that.
And then the Mad Hatter, which
if they get Johnny Depp for that, I will shit my pants.
No, Johnny Depp cannot be the Mad Hatter.
I know, but I'm saying that would be hilarious.
So the Mad Hatter basically is like mind control. So the parallel of that is that Batman is strong-minded. The opposite end of that spectrum is that the Mad Hatter can make people do what he wants through mind control.
Mm-hmm. Was that Arkham Knight, where it's the Donnie Darko Master? Was that?
That was Arkham Knight.
Was that Arkham Knight, or was that a different one?
No, that was Arkham Knight. But anywho, right?
Okay.
Matt Reeves has promised a lot in this movie after saying Robert Pattinson is your new Batman. After that, I'm going to guarantee you these villains, at least, no less than 6, which means there could be more. So, I'm really excited to see the detective aspect of it. Well, if you go back to the 89 Batman, there's probably a 30-minute segment of that movie where he's trying to figure out what the Joker's chemicals are that he's using to make the Smilex shit that is making everybody die, basically.
Yes.
Right? But then after that,
in Worcestershire soup,
there's really no detective work to be done. It's all brooding.
Mm-hmm.
It's all ass whooping and one-liners if you get to the Clooney movie, which makes me internally want to vomit. But that's what it is. And then when you get to the Nolan movies, even though those are the most intelligent Batman movies that have ever been released, they're not necessarily detective movies. They're ass-whooping movies, which is what we loved about it.
They skipped
with my. I don't have the same knowledge base you guys have. So with me, when I could almost watch it blindfolded.
I feel like the Nolan movies are more technology based than
They are
Yes.
the Nolan movies, and the idea that he used to make them relatable was that he said, if you want me to do this series, I cannot and I will not use any villains that are not believable. So he basically took human beings and turned them into villains, not like Clayface
the way
or
he
Penguin.
did Bane
or...
was beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree. And I'd be really surprised if we didn't get more villains out of this, because this actually, let's agree, right? Wonder Woman 84, we don't know how that's going to do.
It's probably
It's probably going to do well. Or it's going to be an Aquaman.
Is it the
where
same?
some people love it and some people don't.
Is it the same director?
Because you're looking forward to it.
Is it the
Yeah,
same
Petty
director?
Smith.
Okay,
It is.
I'm down.
So, yeah, I'm absolutely down to see this movie, but it's going to go one of two ways.
Mhm.
And you have to consider Marvel moving into its next phase. That's what you're up against. You know, now is the time to strike while the iron is hot, because Marvel is on a downshift right before they get ready to ramp up for production.
Yeah, because with them moving in with Captain Marvel, Captain Marvel didn't do well, and she's supposed
Yeah.
to be the face of the next.
But you know what?
Next phase.
Spider-Man is going to end up being the next face.
But they've already painted her as the next phase. I don't know, because they I think in this movie with the Far From Home, I think I think they're looking at him as a lead role, as the leader of the new phase, but I just don't think he's going to be able to do it.
I understand what you're saying, but I feel like Captain Marvel is this phase's Thor.
Yeah.
Yes, it's very. She is obviously the most powerful one there, but it's not gonna bring in the hits like Captain America will.
I think
And
when she
Peter
goes to
Parker-
explore, when she explores other planets in the universe, is probably where it's going to take off.
Right. But Peter Parker is the next phase's Iron Man,
Yes.
obviously. Right?
Oh, did you see? This is also a what's nuts kind of thing. The teaser that people are freaking the fuck out about with Far From Home.
Yeah.
Were you gonna talk about it?
No.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Nah, it's okay, but say it.
There was a 4.
Yeah.
In the teaser.
Yep.
Is it a Fantastic Four
Yeah.
or is it no?
Yeah, it absolutely
that's the
is.
thing.
Because one of two people buys Stark Tower, or buys Avengers Tower. Norman Osborn, who is set to be released in this movie,
Yes,
or Reed Richards.
I know.
But the Fantastic Four is known for having the Baxter Building, not Avengers Tower.
Correct.
So we'll see.
But they released a 4, but nobody could understand what that meant. Because
We know.
Well, no, there was like at least like 5 that I saw theories on this whole thing. He's just staring at the camera and going, not knowing what's going on. But
I know what's going on.
okay, but there was at least like 5.
You guys are way too.
We
excited
are.
about it, though.
I'm so sorry, but there was at least like 5 theories that I saw on it about what was going on with it, and one was like a Sam Raimi like nod.
Oh, the Spider-Man 4?
Yeah, because there's actually talks about Sam Raimi coming back.
No.
No, I'm not talking about in the MCU. Him doing his own thing with Sony, bringing Tobey Maguire back as an old Spider-Man. That is actually being in the talks right now.
I would be really shocked if that did not have a Spider-Verse feel to it.
Well, I'm sure it would, but they were trying to talk about a Logan version of a Sam Raimi movie with Tobey Maguire in it as an older Spider-Man, bringing in like his predecessor.
Okay. I got to keep this moving because I got like 5
I'm sorry,
minutes.
I was
honestly,
moving. Go for it.
I got like 5 minutes, and I don't think I have.
He's got
enough
like
time.
-10. I don't know what he's talking.
I do have
about.
-10. Re-release of Endgame, which is happening.
Yes,
with additional footage.
that was kind of shocker.
Now we all know this is an attempt to beat Avatar at the theater.
The box office.
Yeah, I will completely donate my $14 or $28
When
to
does
go
it come
see
out?
this game again. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe we can check that out and we'll follow up on it.
Yeah, we'll follow up on it. We'll go to it. What's over?
But it's got a few additional scenes, and it has an additional post-credit scene, which I think
That's all it has.
is the post-credits.
So it's just post credits.
I mean, I would go see that just simply for it was a great movie, right?
I've already seen it 3 times.
Well.
I've only seen it
Well,
twice, which means I need to make up with you. So let's go.
It's my
Okay.
limit. It's my limit.
Let's see what time we got. We're after 10. I'm gonna save this last one for next time.
Can you really circle it that way? Know what we're talking about?
Well, here's the thing, and I think like maybe next time, this will be like the meat and potatoes of my part of the discussion. Okay, but what I had and what I thought of is, let's say you as a person feels disrespected. How do you react?
Depends on the person.
Exactly,
Depends on the
which is exactly what's gonna make this a discussion, right? So instead of getting into that and going on for an additional hour, I'm gonna save that for the next time. So if you're on YouTube and you're watching us, go ahead and comment below the video. Let us know how you'd react. If you're on Facebook, you're watching us, go ahead and comment. Let us know how you might react, and then maybe we can cover that certain aspect of it going into this discussion. But I was presented with a situation yesterday where I felt like maybe I was a little bit disrespected, but I didn't want to come off as rude in my retaliation or in my response, and so I just didn't say anything, right? Which then in turn, if I continue to not say anything, if I continuously feel disrespected, then there's going to come a point where it ends in pow, or I'm giving somebody the Heimlich, like we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
You know?
German.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just curious on how other people deal with feeling disrespected, and that's not to necessarily say that you've been disrespected. Of course, there's always two sides to one story, right? But maybe the person that you feel has disrespected you, they don't necessarily feel as if they did, because maybe that's their character, maybe that's who they are, maybe they were just like sleight of hand and it was the first thing that came out, you know.
That is a segment in itself.
It is a segment in itself.
May I ask though, when you were being disrespected, was that at work or was that outside of work?
It was. I mean, typically it's kind of both. Usually, not like
I mean the situation yesterday.
It was at work.
Okay.
But I mean, people can disrespect you.
Yes.
In ways or reasons that they don't necessarily know that they're disrespecting you. You just feel like, man, what the like? Honestly, what the fuck? You know?
That's an onion. You gotta peel back
you
layers
gotta peel back layers on that. And so, what I'm
really
really curious about is us being three crafty bastards. How do we deal with things? Because I feel like I'm familiar with our personalities and who we are.
Mm-hmm.
And if I had to guess, I say that you come right out and you say it and like, hey, hold up. And if I had to guess, I feel like you kind of let it fester for a little bit, and then you might say something eventually. And if I know myself, I feel like I would let it get to a point that I felt like, hold up, man, like this is deliberate, and then I might say something. But also an additional aspect of it, and what I thought about was that I'm more apt to go to bat for someone else being disrespected than I am for myself. And why is that?
We'll talk about that next week.
We'll talk about that next time.
And I have an answer for that, but it'll be next week.
Right. So, with that being said,
can we guarantee next week?
Yeah, we're gonna guarantee next week, early next week, Monday, Tuesday, right?
Yep.
I'm cool for a Tuesday.
So Tuesday night, we're gonna record, and we are gonna tackle this question. Have you ever been disrespected? How do you react? Do you react wildly, viciously? Do you react introvertedly? I guess is that a word?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a word.
Okay. Man, and I've had beer. Do you react introvertedly and just kind of fester and hold it inside? Or do you say right away, hey man, you're disrespecting me and I don't appreciate that, and here's the ramifications of what you've just said to me. You know what I'm saying? So I'd really like to tackle that one time, because I feel like that could be a healthy, informative discussion. And that's what I had slated for my last point of the evening. But then I said Batman, and Corey went off the fucking hinges.
I'm sorry. I had not heard that yet. I was at work all day. My apologies.
So
you said Long Halloween and I shit myself.
Right. So with that being said, go look up the Long Halloween story, because if you want to get any insight on what the next Batman movie is
No, just
speculated
look
to
it
be.
up. It's
Ju-
amazing.
Then look that up and check out that story.
How
go
they
to your
haven't
local
had an
comic book
animated version of that yet is surprising.
Well, we're just getting to Hush. Remember
I
that?
know, and I'm super psyched for that.
Which I will have it.
Woo,
So
woo, I can't wait.
So we're following up, but if you haven't had a chance to see Batman versus TMNT, check that out. I'm sure that you can rent that right now on Amazon or any of
For
your
what?
streaming services. Well, if you're not
Well,
tech,
I mean, you can rent it. Yes.
yeah.
No,
I mean,
I was asking. I was like, is that already on Prime? Holy shit!
I mean, it might be.
It's
I don't
not.
know. It's not.
Yeah. No.
Oh, well, that's a
No.
bummer.
No, they usually wait a couple months.
We talked about Matt Reeves' Batman, the re-release of Endgame, and the additional post-credit scene, and how we're trying to speculate that they're... No, we're not speculating. They are trying to beat Avatar as the #1 movie ever. Let's just say that. And they're going to get my money again. I'm going to go see it. I don't care.
No.
I don't
How
care
many
what
times have you seen it?
Twice.
So you've seen it 3 times. That means we got to see it a 3rd time.
Yeah,
So, I mean,
so
that's how it goes.
It's going to happen again. And
That's-
then
that's how it's
coming up
gonna go.
next week, next Tuesday, for my personal segment, we are going to talk about what you do when you feel disrespected, how you react, and kind of what you're...
Can we actually make that the full topic? Because I feel like that'll be an ongoing thing for like an hour.
No, I feel like...
We don't need to do that.
I feel like you guys have enough to bring to the table that if we talk about that during my segment, it'll be enough. We can tackle that
15
for a
minutes?
half an hour.
Yeah, I was gonna say at least half an hour.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that'll be at least a half hour.
Yeah, we can definitely tackle that for a half an hour.
Okay.
With that being said, YouTube, I'm B.Smith,
And Facebook.
representing Cardinal Tattoo. But I don't work there or anything. I just got a tattoo there, and then I bought this shirt because I thought it was cool. So there's that.
He was trying to be cool and then he nerded out there for a second.
Yeah.
We apologize.
To my right is,
The Nuge.
and to my left, of course,
The classic, Mr. Classic.
we
The
are Three
classic.
Crafter
I like
Bastards. Notice we drank a beer without bringing you a review. You're welcome.
You need to go back to the other ones to watch that.
We'll bring
You
this
gotta
beer
watch
to
the
you.
other
Maybe the
shit.
next time we'll try to save one. But on behalf of Three Crafty Bastards, we're out. Also, Grapefruit IPA coming. It's coming. We're getting ready to brew it. It's gonna be on its way in the next couple weeks. I just gotta have time to do it. My week's been full. No, cider I want to wait until October when I can get natural cider, like for real natural apple orchard picked, gluten fucking free, no sugar added, and I can do whatever the fuck I want to it. And then-
the regular apples.
You could
but
probably
okay.
juice some apples and let it sit.
No, I'm not gonna do that. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go buy cider from an apple orchard, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buy like 5 gallons. I'm gonna do a 2-gallon batch of an IPA cider. I'm gonna do another
Don't give them
batch.
their secrets. Don't give them your secrets.
Oh yeah. Well,
What are you
talk,
doing?
We'll talk about
What
that
are you
later. then.
doing?
Hey, I've got plans now, sir.
We're gonna
So-
tag 3 Floyds in this, and you're gonna try to do that? Are you serious?
Three Crafty Bastards, man. We're out. Thanks for watching.